Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I am talking about my theories for The Way Home Season 4. We only have 3 episodes left, so let's dive into it, pun intended. Okay, I think the best way to break down these theories is by characters. So let's start off with Casey. So Casey, I feel like we have a little bit of context, but still a lot of questions. So I believe that Casey is stuck because maybe if you time travel too much, like if you change too many things, you get stuck. And I think that Sam is her step grandfather because the way she was talking to Sam, and she knew all this information about Sam. She knew everything about Sam. So obviously Del and Sam were together, and Sam asked her, do me and Del end up together? And even though Casey acted like no, I don't think that's true. I think that Sam is her step grandfather, and that's why she's like, you mean all this to me, and you mean so much to me in my time. And she told Sam, when it came to telling Del about the future, she was like, just be careful of how you do it, and like explaining what you know. And so she has a close relationship with Sam, which if somebody grew up with someone, she would view Sam as her grandfather. And what if the wedding that we saw, it said the future, what if the wedding is between Del and Sam? Like, what if it's their wedding? Also, Casey was saying, I wanted to come back before everything changed. And Alice was like, what do you mean before everything changes? Does something happen to the farm? They kept going on about the soil quite a bit. So I don't know if something happens with that. I thought that the part was good when she was like, my Landry family went on about the good old days and everyone's just fighting and bickering. And Alice was like, well, that's in every era. And that was kind of reminiscent when Alice, like her family in season 1, it was a dysfunctional relationship, and then she saw the past of how everybody was happy and having a good relationship. So also with Casey, I believe that she is Abby and Jacob's daughter. She has dark hair and blue eyes, and if you notice, she doesn't interact with Abby. Like, and in the one episode, she like hid when Abby came to see Jacob, and when Jacob was like, you're a good one, and Casey was like, well, what's in a name? And they keep going on about, oh, can we put aside our family grudges? So I believe that Casey is Jacob and Abby's daughter. And the way that they were talking at dinner, when Alice in the newest episode 7, Alice, when they were talking, it seemed like the way Kat was talking to Casey didn't seem like she was her mother, seemed like she was her aunt. And I know some people thought that maybe Casey was Kat Elliot's daughter, and Elliot talked about having kids, wanting to have kids with Kat, but I think they also said that so it wouldn't be so obvious, like trying to throw you off the set who Casey is. But I believe that Casey is Jacob and Abby's daughter. We still don't know what Casey changed. So we saw a little bit of it with her coming to Sam and asking Sam for legal questions. And that's when she said, I know this about you. I know this about you. And she was telling all this information that she knew about Sam's life. And so we still don't know what she changed. What was she changing in the future? What was happening? I hope with the farm, I hope that is answered and that gets further explained. And the way that Alice and Casey talk is like cousins to me. So I don't think Alice is like her mother or grandmother or sister or anything like that. So okay. So going on to Fern. So I feel like they did a lot of things with the intention of it going further, because like, how are we gonna have all this time to learn about Fern's life? They kept talking about Fern having a brother, and Kat in the one episode said with Grayson Goodwin, I didn't know that Fern had a brother. And he was like, oh yeah, he went to World War I and then he went missing. So they never found the body. So is Fern's brother lost in time? Everybody keeps getting lost in time in that pond. I mean, there's a lot of people going missing, so that's very possible. So are we going to learn all about Fern's life? And she talked about her brother in the most recent episode with Kat. And I believe, I said this before, but I believe that the cop Cliff is Colton's grandfather, and they had the whole scene with the heart with the letter and from Cliff, and Fern said that she said that to Kat that she talked about finding the key, and so the key was the answer. And I think that Tessa is gonna get Cliff killed. And I knew she was bad. Elliot's mom. And I think she's going to get Cliff killed somehow. And when Fern said, us Landry women are cursed when it comes to love. So he obviously dies. So obviously Cliff dies. And if you've seen Star Trek Strange New Worlds, which I'm a huge Trekkie, that actor who plays Cliff is on Star Trek. He plays Kirk's brother, which is pretty cool. But anyways, so there's a lot of things with that I hope that we get answered when it comes with Fern's life. And I teared up with the scene with Fern and Kat. But one thing that kind of contradicts is so she says to Kat, let Elliot be with his mother. And Fern obviously knows all what happens, because she says, oh, so I see you're in the middle of that. But she's like, let him be with his mother and whatever. Maybe he needs to spend time with his mom. But that contradicts, I don't know if there was a writing thing there, that contradicts with, she hated Tessa. When she figured out that it was Tessa in the one episode in the 70s, she was like, you will never be a Landry. And so obviously Tessa does something. And going to Tessa is not, I knew she wasn't going to want to go back. She's not going to want to return. She's not going to go back home. She's not going to go back to the present day. She's got power. She's a crook. And I think she got stuck there, and then she got the power and she became a criminal, because she already was one, and liked having all the power and control. So, Griffin, I feel like we're not going to have enough time to see Griffin, to have a full explanation of Griffin. But in the episode, when Evie was like, I know her. I know her. She saved us. That's the White Witch. Which in the preview, Evie says to Alice, I know that you're from a different time. And she's like, you don't age. And I already guessed that Evie was going to figure out that Alice was a time traveler, because Evie believed in time travel. And I think that is why Evie didn't press charges when Kat and Elliot wrecked her house. I think the reason why she didn't press charges was because she was good friends with Alice. So, and she knew that Alice was related to them and that Alice was from the future. And in the clip, Alice says, Evie knows I'm a time traveler. She says she knows I'm a time traveler, and she's obviously talking about Evie, about Evelyn. Anyways, going back to what I was saying about Griff with Evie, is that Griff goes like, "Oh, Evie, you used to believe in fairies, and you're always believing in crazy, funny stuff," because he knows that Alice is a time traveler. He knows that she's somehow related to him. So I really hope that we see Griff. New season. Netflix, pick this up, or give us a TV movie. Give us something. But so, you know, I hope we get more answers about Griff. They talked a little bit more about Colton and Griff's dad. They said when Griff goes like, when Dad died, and he says, Mom and Grandma, we had to be there for them. They still didn't explain how Colton and Griff's dad died, so there's a lot there. We still haven't seen the mother, Colton and Griffin's mom. So, and we don't know anything about her. So, you know, there's a lot of, I don't think we're getting answered in 3 episodes. So we need another season. And let's talk about Elliot. Elliot. You always lying, always being sneaky. Remember how in the one season he had written everything down in that journal for years, and Nick got mad about it? So I think Elliot is being the big fish to cover for his mother with the newspaper when it was saying that he was the big fish. But he knew about all that, and he didn't tell Kat. He is always being sneaky, always lying, never telling the truth. And I don't know, we're going to figure out who Claire is. We only got 3 episodes. Are they gonna leave that ambiguous? Is Max and Alice gonna get together? So my power went out. That's why I am sitting in a car, but I wanted to finish this video. So let me know y'all's theories in the comment section below. What has been your favorite time period that our characters have gone to? Who is your favorite character? I would love to know. Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please like it, and please subscribe. And hopefully I will have power soon. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.